Okay, we're live on air again. Thanks to Jonathan. He's got us patched in a different path. So we'll go ahead and resume the meeting at 9:43. Okay, let's go ahead and continue with the claims with where we were at.
All right. I'm just going to kind of go back where I left off at. I'm just going to repeat the Stewart Law Firm at $136.59. Yes.
Yeah, well, I remember the numbers.
Advanced Correctional Health Care.
So this is a different one.
You're probably in county general now.
Oh,
Yeah, that's what we're on.
okay. We're County General. Okay. All
So
right.
it starts 001.
Yep. Okay. 7,000?
Yeah.
Advanced Correctional Health Center or healthcare, $7,197.51.
Yes.
We're going to go with Jake Amasquita for $9.99.
Yes.
Consolidated Correctional, $10,844.61.
Yes.
CenturyLink, $553.33.
Yes.
Garcia Clinical Lab, $63.50.
Yes.
You skip firefighter. Is there firefighter receipt in there
Maintenance.
between Consolidated Correctional and CenturyLink?
Look here. You are correct. Got stuck. Then we have firefighter for $47.55.
Yes.
Mowbray Consulting, $3,300.
Yes.
Motorola, $24,216.
Yes.
Northeast Multi-Regional Training, $225.
Yes.
Secretary of State, $10.
Yes.
Village of Ashton, $174.
Yes.
Wex, $5,598.55.
Yes.
Johnson Oil, $52.41.
Yes. Total?
I do not have that total.
Because I put one down.
Okay. I have a total of $52,292.45.
Got that sheet. Yeah.
Don't worry, Jack.
You,
I'm right at your same level with you.
all right, all right.
When it's time to leave, I'll holler at you.
Okay, thank you.
I think we need more training on claims.
Or we just need a consistent, same claim
Yeah.
system.
Yeah.
I'm working on it.
Let's look at the people that are here. State's Attorney, Mr. Boonstra, you got yours ready to go?
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Give them to.
Anybody that'll take them.
I'll take some. We'll take some. We've been sitting here
Yeah, let,
twiddling our thumbs.
Veterans Court.
Put them up. Yeah. Okay. You read them off and I'll. This is the county general.
County General for State's Attorney. We have.
It should be Illinois tollway $8.
Illinois tollway, $8, yeah. But what do I do? on this
You
sheet?
put $8 and initial it.
That's what I thought. For Leaf, $495.76. Copier. SBM, 309.01. US Bank for postage, 322 even. US Bank for law books, 337.50.
That amount is for,
And
it's called the
subscriptions.
ICL Online Library. It's for resources we can use for research as well as for getting continuing legal education. We put in for a budget modification with the OBW grant. We're hoping that once that comes through, in fact, that'll cover what's coming out of County General and get reimbursed by the OBW grant.
US Bank, 669.38. US Bank, transportation reimbursement, $32 even. West for law books and subscriptions, 2,136.95.
For a total out of county general, state's attorney, $4,310.60. $4,310.60.
thank you.
Okay.
Okay, the next one will be Veterans Court. Mowbray, $500.
Yes.
Mowbray, again, $125.
Yes.
Repeat it again. $125.
Yeah.
These are all individual counseling of participants that are in the Veteran Treatment Court program. So when you see the different Mowbray ones, it's for each individual defendant.
Okay. And one more for Mowbray, $1,000.
Yes.
Rob Taylor, $1,071.
Yes.
Scram Systems of Illinois, $609.
Yes.
Scram Systems of Illinois, $693.
Yes.
Mississippi Centers, $356.58.
Okay, we skipped one of, there should have been 3 scrams.
Okay.
One
Yes,
for-
yeah, okay, there's one. 595.
That's it, yeah.
Sorry about that.
Okay. Now down to Mississippi.
Yeah, Mississippi, 356.58.
Yes.
Another Mississippi, $500.
Yes.
Verizon, $84.58.
Yes.
And that looks like the end of the stack.
Total of that is $5,659.16.
Thank you. Any comments, Charlie?
Sure, yeah. We started 2021 off pretty well in the office in terms of felony cases getting resolved and dispositions on those cases. So I'm pretty proud of how we've been doing. In January itself, we had 20 cases that were closed, 18 filed. A couple of those cases are, we had 2 possession of meths where the defendants were sentenced to 2 years in the Department of Corrections. We had another one as a delivery of controlled substance, received 4.5 years in the Department of Corrections, and a possession of a weapon by a felon. That individual received 10 years in the Illinois Department of Corrections. In February, we opened 19 new cases, closed 23. And again, a couple of those dispositions, we had one where it was a delivery of controlled substance, received 6 years in the Department of Corrections. Aggravated battery, received 6 years in the Department of Corrections. Another possession of meth, 3 years in the Department of Corrections. And then another possession of meth, 2 years in the Department of Corrections. Those are just some of the highlights of it. If you have any other questions in terms of those cases or any other cases that we've closed out over the last 2 months, happy to entertain those.
Does anybody have any questions for Mr. Boonstra? That's it. Thanks, sir.
Thanks.
Stacy, you're up.
Sorry, Katie.
Oh, you're fine.
Which part do you want? Okay, first one is, let's see which county this is. Okay, County General, for Pitney Bowes, $47.31.
Yes.
And postage, $200.
Yes. I have a total of 247.31, 247.31.
This would be drug.
I go each.
You read.
I don't have a top sheet.
No, I got the top sheet.
Right. Yeah. Okay, first claim on drug court is US bank card for $23.91.
Okay,
Second claim, Redwood Toxicology Labs for $96.68.
so a total $120.59. 120.59 for drug court. Not a big deal.
This will be probation account,
Probation services.
probation services, sorry. For Jack Skrodstead,
That guy right there.
that guy right there, $9.55 even. SBM furniture, $79.
It says monthly
It's actually,
contract,
it must be a copier.
contract meter reading. It doesn't say for,
Yeah.
Okay.
The account must be furniture and equipment.
Okay.
But yeah, sorry, it's a copy machine. Quill, 173.46. Road Ranger, 53.95.
got it.
Verizon Wireless, 211.45.
How many officers carry a cell phone?
We have a cell phone for each person within our office.
Okay, that's
Two
fine.
of those lines, Marilyn, are covered by the Veterans Treatment Program at the state's attorney's office.
Okay, that's fine.
And that's itemized on the bill.
Okay. More curiosity than anything.
Quill for 161.92. IPCSA, $70.
Actual in-person training rather than a Zoom?
Correct. That's the only way to really get that feel of the differences.
It's pretty cheap. They must, state of Illinois must cover it.
Not so much the state is the Probation and Court Services Association, which is funded by the probation departments and office.
Oh, okay. So are they gonna stay overnight down there?
They are,
Or have they done it already?
not yet, that's
Oh,
coming up in April.
Okay. Redwood Toxicology Labs, 152.80. Redwood Biotech, 3,414 even. 314, 3414.
This is an invoice to Redwood Toxicology. We utilize that lab for not only testing, but to get our supplies. So this covers a variety of supplies in regards to just a 6-panel test to a test for ETG, which is real alcohol. And then I think there's also a 13-panel test on there as well. That typically will last us about 6 months.
US Bank Court, bank card, 254.22.
Got it. for a total out of probation services of $5,525.80. 5525.80.
Thank you.
There's been a lot of discussion about that new bill that was passed in regards to pretrial. And I know the law enforcement concerns kind of trump some of the pretrial information, very rightfully so. With the pretrial, however, I feel that maybe Lee County. Back in September of 2017, we started with a pretrial program here in Lee County. So we had the original staff at that time. We're meeting with the newly arrested individuals that are being housed at the Lee County Sheriff's Department each morning through the Polycom system that we have in order to prepare a bond report for the court. With that, we also complete a risk assessment, which assists the judge, not making the decision for the judge, but assists the judge in a bond for that individual and whether or not they should be released with conditions. Those conditions, if they are released, are then what we monitor with those individuals. In 2016, we had about 65 people on pretrial. Today, we have over 200. That's on a stat report that I provide you each county board meeting. So that's a number to be aware of. With that, the state has been, or I should say, the administrative office has been forward thinking on this as well. So they provided money, reimbursement money to the counties to create additional pretrial positions, which we were able to obtain last year. So we've got that additional funding coming in which we hired an additional person for pretrial purposes. So in a sense, there's a lot that's coming about with pretrial. There's still a lot that's very unknown, and that might very well change as we go forward. But I would like to think we're a little bit ahead of the curve on some of the things. So if anybody has any questions. And there's a lot to that bill, so it'll be interesting to see how this all plays out for sure. And it affects not only the courts and the state's attorney's office, but also the sheriff's department and the local police departments as well. All right.
Thanks, Stacy.
Thank you. Oh, sure.
I'll leave you out of the loop.
Who'd you give it to?
Judges.
Oh, David.
Mike,
Who's got the other one?
Mr. Chairman,
Yes,
if you don't mind, I got to get to another meeting. Can I talk about qualified immunity real quick before you get into the next set of claims?
absolutely. We're going to hold on those, Katie. Sheriff, you've got the floor.
I believe Becky emailed members of the Public Safety Committee and Executive Committee article that I found on qualified immunity, which I think probably is one of the better articles that clearly explains what qualified immunity is. To both, law enforcement understands it, but from the general public standpoint, there are some misconceptions about qualified immunity. And I wanted to go over a couple highlights on that article. Obviously, you can read it on your own and get a better understanding of what qualified immunity means. But it was established as a shield against liability for government officials, including law enforcement officers who unknowingly violate someone's rights. It is not, despite the claims of those who wish to eliminate it, a shield against all lawsuits involving excessive force, illegal searches, and other actions that get officers sued. There's a two-pronged test. One, there has to be some form of constitutional violation involved in the case. And two, if the violation did occur, then the official has to have violated a clearly established right or law. Now, there are certain advocates, I think you've heard of Ben and Jerry's, ice cream folks, and some athletes and other activists that are talking about qualified immunity as being a get out of jail free card for bad cops. And it is not that at all. I want to give you an example of different types of immunity. So the judges, state's attorney have absolute immunity. That's different than qualified immunity. Qualified immunity is not automatic. It has to be decided by the judges. Journalists, for instance, who write editorials calling for the end of qualified immunity have the cover of absence of malice, which essentially shields them from libel lawsuits over false reports, even if the reports cause harm, if they didn't recklessly disregard the truth or intentional harm of the suspect. So there's a lot of different examples in here of how qualified immunity actually is involved with law enforcement and how it applies to other elected officials, and certainly the example I just gave you with the media. So what can we do to fight back? You need to learn more about qualified immunity, and I hope you'll read this article and maybe research others and combat the anti-police propaganda. You can also contact your unions and legislators and people of that nature. What we really need to understand that will happen if qualified immunity is abolished. Officers will be less likely to take action for fear of being sued. Agencies will find it harder to recruit sworn personnel, and it's about as hard as it's ever been right now anyway. Officers or their agencies will have to buy personal liability insurance. Taxpayers will have to pay off many more nuisance lawsuits, and the only people who will benefit will be plaintiffs' attorneys. We took a survey this month of all sheriffs and their command staff. Command staff includes lieutenants, chief deputies, jail superintendents. 87% of those that were surveyed said that if qualified immunity is abolished, they will be considering retirement shortly after it's abolished. So you're going to eventually lose a good portion of your command staff, your senior staff of all the sheriff's departments and likely police departments in Illinois if this happens. I am currently researching with CIRMA some other avenues that we can take should qualified immunity be abolished. I was on the phone this week with CIRMA, and they do have a meeting April 22nd. They've invited several of the sheriffs that are part of CIRMA. I think there's 22 throughout the state. So we will be attending a about qualified immunity and what we can do. Ambitious and very supportive of trying to assist law enforcement in this endeavor. And so we're going to try to work through some mechanisms that day and see what we have available to us should this be abolished. I did talk about possible resolution that I would bring before the board, but really this month I decided that I think it's better just to have a discussion on this and then maybe entertain something next month when I have a little bit more information from CIRMA as well. So if you have any questions, I'd be glad to answer based on this article, or if the state's attorney has any other comments he'd like to make regarding qualified immunity from a legal standpoint. Certainly.
And about all this, it's certainly going to not help law enforcement along. It's going to be a huge stumbling block for law enforcement moving forward if they're not able to take the actions that they need to take. I haven't seen the article that Sheriff sent out, but from the cliff notes he's given already, and I back up everything he's saying about that. From my office's perspective, if we don't have law enforcement that's able to do what they need to do in their job without fear of repercussions down the road, it's going to be devastating the criminal justice system. So I support everything that he's saying. I support if the state does go the route of getting rid of qualified immunity, which they haven't yet. It's just the task force that's been assigned so far. But if they do, I really do think the county needs to look at what steps we're going to take in order to make sure that our people are protected.
There's actually a two-pronged movement out there now, and Charlie mentioned the state's movement regarding the police reform bill and the task force they formed. They're supposed to have a report back to the governor's office somewhere in May, so he can make a decision on whether or not this is going to be included in that bill. Also, I think you've probably seen the news, and the federal government is also doing something very similar with similar language on a police reform bill, and they are including qualified immunity as part of that bill. And I don't believe that there's going to be enough votes in the Senate. It has passed the House, but I don't believe there's going to be enough votes in the Senate. I'm hopeful that there's not. But if there is, I know the president is prepared to sign it. So there's a couple different efforts to abolish this, and I'm hopeful that none are successful.
What can we do as voters to support you?
The best that you can do is if you know a legislator, reach out to them, please. Personally, I think a phone call is better than an email or a letter, so that you know just how much this will impact your law enforcement. And Mike, especially from your background, you know, that's going to be very supportive and understanding from a legislative standpoint that you've already had several years in law enforcement. And you realize how this is going to impact us. Yes.
The only way it could impact us is shut the law enforcement down, not have any at all. And I don't want to see that either. Any major organizations, AARP, NRA, any of those people that are jumping in on the bandwagon?
I would say at this point in time, all avenues that you believe will have some type of advocacy for law enforcement in this endeavor, I would reach out to them. You know, just like CIRMA, for instance, they're very in tune with what the bills that are being passed, or at least negotiated right now, are discussed, and those that could impact, you know, their business as well. They're going to stay on top of. So any organizations that you feel that may be negatively impacted by this, I would ask that you reach out to your community members as well, any of your constituents, because this is really going to impact the public as much, if not more, than law enforcement because of our response and the stance we're going to have to take if qualified immunity is abolished.
Okay, thanks, Sheriff.
West Payment Center, $5,608.
Katie, they're all lumped together.
They're all one now?
Yeah, they're all one, so.
Pretty.
One over there. I think this.
Yeah.
Thank you.
The blue one's for the public defender, I think.
Thank you.
That one is separate.
Yeah.
SPM, $44. West Payment Center, $721.62. SPM, $161. US Bank, $28.11. Aubrey, 900 even. Mississippi Centers, $507.38. Hinkley Springs, $63.44. I might have skipped one attached. SBM, $44. Yep, I got it. Stuck together. Dr. Matthew Finn, $1,300. And then you got Hinkley, 63. Okay. And then Mississippi Centers, $2,970.
Correct. So you want me to add this total to this total? Because this is a different account number. Even though it's still under the judge. It's two different. That's 004 and this is 001.
The
All right, let's-
001 is out of county general. That 004 has got to be a different account somewhere.
I'll give you the 001 for now.
Give me the 001 and then I'll go ahead and have you give me that, whatever that account is in the amount, okay?
So total for the judges is $6,787.55.
Okay,
And then I'll give you this other total if you want to jot it down too.
I'll jot that down.
$5,608
Okay.
even.
And what was the account number on that, Katie?
It's 004 is the top, the first three, but it's still judge accurate.
Okay,
Look.
since there's two,
This is 004. But it's
all right, that's how we'll record it. Thank you.
public defender. Do you want me to do this one?
Yeah, go ahead.
Here you go, sir. It's just two, I think.
Robert Thompson, $252.50.
Yes, sir.
And US Bank for $196.65.
Yes. Are you ready for your total, sir?
Yes,
$449.15.
thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, we got coroner claims.
Coroner claims. Answering innovations. $215.51.
Okay,
US Bank, $138.91.
got it.
CenturyLink, $136.29. Fisher's Supplies, $43.93. Mark Peters, Dr. Mark Peters, $3,000. City of Peoria, $267.
Got it.
Patrick Fox, $160. OSF, $120. NMS, $1,218.
For a total of $5,299.64. 5299.64.
Thank you. Whenever you are.
Claims for,
EMA.
EMA. First one would be US Bank Visa, $99.15.
Okay.
Ace Hardware, $16.34.
Sure.
Let's see. Ken Nelson Auto Sales, $75.84.
$459.
I have $75.84. Correction, that was, but it is, second number is $75.59.
Awesome. Okay.
Wex, $92.38.
Yes, sir. Like your total?
Yes, ma'am, please.
$283.46.
Thank you.
Mhm.
You got the sheet for
This is
COVID-19.
Yep. Ready when you are.
Okay. Legacy Prints, $515 even. US Bank Visa, $630.84.
Yes.
SBM, $128 even. Oh, I'm sorry, correction, down to $64.
Okay, that's okay. That's why there's two of them.
Traffic Solutions, $4,808 even. Home Depot, $597.55.
Right. Your total is $6,615.39.
Thank you.
Yep.
All right, thank you.
Okay, then the next two items are quarterly update on collections and quarterly update on dangerous and abandoned properties. We're going to bypass that until the next meeting. I have nothing under old business, and the sheriff has already covered the new business being the qualified immunity and how it's applying to the law enforcement and everything. He'll bring back more of that to us after they have their meeting the 22nd of next month. Mr. Boonstra, anything for executive?
Nothing for executive.
Okay. All right, I'll back up and entertain a motion to approve claims, send those forward.
So moved.
Okay, Marilyn made the motion. Mr. Hudson, second. All those signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? So moved.
One abstain.
What was that?
I'm gonna abstain mine.
Okay, understood. Thank you. Yeah, if there aren't any other questions or anything else to bring
Fair
up,
thing to do.
I entertain a motion to adjourn.
Sure, I will.
Second. Do I have a second?
I'll second that one.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So moved. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
Apologize to Jonathan for the unexpected snag. It was beyond his control, but he got us back online. So that's great. Thanks, Jonathan.